Welcome guys, my name is Antos, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can make your footage look epic fast using LUTs. And now this is going to work in pretty much any application these days, whether it's Adobe After Effects, Premiere, Final Cut Pro for example, or DaVinci Resolve, or you can even apply basically LUTs to still photos in Adobe Photoshop. So here I'm in Adobe Premiere actually, and I've got a bunch of different clips that I kind of want to experiment and get different looks for these. So here I have one shot here, you can see just kind of standard video of this girl eating ice cream. And I kind of want to just, make it a little bit more exciting, kind of give it a more of a unique look. So I can do that, like I said, very quickly by applying LUTs. Now, there's various ways that you can apply LUTs. One way that I like to do it is by putting an adjustment layer and basically applying the LUTs to that adjustment layer. So I would put that adjustment layer above my footage, and I'm just gonna kind of put it above all of these different clips that we have here and show you different ways of using the LUTs. Now, to work with LUTs, it's best to kind of go into the color module. So you go into Windows Color here, because this way you'll have all the proper kind of a layout here. So I like to turn on my scope so I can see what's happening with my image, where the colors are, things like that. And then here on the right side I have all my color controls. So basic color correction, you can put in an input LUT, you can put in colors, all that stuff, kind of overall adjustment of exposure, white balance. Creative is where you would do more of this kind of creative stuff, and where you would load the creative LUTs, like for example my Cinecolor LUTs, or the new LUTs that I just released, which are called the Famous Movies LUTs. And these are basically 20 LUTs that mimic the look of some of these really well-known movies. So I'm gonna just experiment and apply some of these here to my shot. So the way you would do it is go here on the LUT and you click on Browse, and you would go to the folder where you basically unzipped the LUTs. So here's my LUTs, my Famous Movies LUTs. I have, for example, the movie 300. So we can just apply that, and you see it has the kind of brownish kind of tones, a bit of the kind of sky is still visible, the blue there, and I think right away it just looks pretty cool. Now, if you really want this shot to obviously look like the movie 300, then you should probably have a shot that looks that basically has something to do with the movie 300. But here, for example, I have one shot that I sort of recreated, which is supposed to be a Spartan yelling, "This is Sparta." So again, here in my Creatives tab, I'm gonna click on the look and just load in the 300 LUT, and as you can see right away it starts looking a lot more like the movie 300 versus what it originally looked like, which was just kind of like just regular video. Here, for example, is a sequence where I actually did a tutorial about how I shot this, lit this, and all the details of how it was done, literally in my living room with my brother. This is him, and then me here playing the bad guy who basically ends up shooting him. So if you guys are interested, actually, if you want to see this tutorial on how this was all done, basically on a super low budget, or maybe I should say no budget, then check out my previous tutorial. I'm going to provide the link at the end of this video. But anyways, again, this is a shot that, as cool as it looks, to really give it a unique kind of look, again, it's, you have to do some kind of color grading, or in this case, I can just apply a LUT. This is supposed to sort of mimic the ending scene in the film, The Road to Perdition, and that's one of my Famous Movies LUTs. So again, I'll click up here, browse to Road to Perdition, and apply it, and as you can see, big difference between what we had originally, which is just kind of more regular video, to the kind of cool kind of tones, shadows, but nice kind of retained skin tones. So again, that's where LUTs can be very helpful when you start applying them to shots that were already filmed with a specific look in mind. Like for example, this scene that I shot again with my brother as a test of supposed to be sort of looking like the movie Saw, where my poor brother is tied up and covered in blood. Now again, you kind of have to light, like I said, and frame it, and do all the things with a specific look in mind. And in this case, I knew that I wanted this film to look like the movie Saw, which had these very strong blue tones, but where the blood is still visible despite it being red. So actually in this case, making it very red. So again, I could just manually do color grading, or I can apply one of my LUTs. So I'll go up here, load in the LUT for Saw. And bam, you can see very quickly it applies that kind of a reminiscent look of the movie Saw, And what I like about this one particularly is that it's an overall very cool looking color grade, but yet it makes the blood look extra kind of thick and bloody. Again, here I'm going to turn it off so you can see even in the original shot the blood just kind of looked a little pale, I would say. Whereas with the LUT applied, it looks very, very strong. Now, if you don't like this kind of intensity of the LUT, then the cool thing here in Adobe Premiere is you can kind of drag this down and adjust intensities. You can put it at 50%, 20%, or whatever, or put it 100%, or even more than 100%. So it's really up to you. Now, let's say you got a bunch of shots, like for example this shot here of this girl eating ice cream. Just something random, and you didn't really have any specific look in mind, and you just want to sort of experiment with different kind of color grades that you can get and kind of different effects. Then using LUTs again, whether it's my Cinecolor LUTs or these new famous movies LUTs that I released, is going to be very helpful because you can very quickly kind of go through different looks and see what works for you and what doesn't. So let me just go in here and just apply a few more different looks to this shot. So let's try, for example, Children of Men. So again, creates a cool look up here. Definitely makes it look a lot different than the original shot. For example, Amélie has these kind of very yellowish and kind of, you know, strong, almost like a kind of burning sun kind of tones to it. City of God, which has some kind of bluer kind of tones. What else can I try up here? Maybe Saving Private Ryan. So you can see you can get a lot of different effects just by applying these LUTs and kind of experimenting with it. For example, Sicario. I think this one actually looks pretty cool like this. So I'll leave this shot over there. Here we have another shot, for example, of another girl in water. Again, you can the same thing. You can just kind of browse through different shots. For example, we apply Transformers, and it has those very warm kind of look with some of that cyan kind of in the shadows in the water that's visible. So maybe in this case I'll apply maybe this one, Jesse James. So again, kind of cool look. I think just by applying the LUT, it creates a cool look. Now, very often I get asked questions by people, you know, whether this LUT or that particular LUT will work with my camera. And the question is, if you're using one of my LUTs, yes, they'll work with any camera, and that's because all of my LUTs are configured to work with Rec 709 footage, or which is basically kind of like the fancy way of saying just standard video, so kind of meets standard video specifications. So normal video, you'll see it just has a lot of contrast color, like for example this shot, whereas this shots here, which were shot on the Sony a6300 and S-Log 2, are very kind of flat looking. Flat, there's not much contrast, also there's not much color in these shots. So in this case, what you want to do is you want to convert your log footage into standard video. You can do that manually by adjusting the contrast, like the saturation, things like that. Or you can apply a lookup table or a LUT from your camera's manufacturer that will match the settings that you used when shooting. So this is how the shot looks originally, and now this is how it looks after I've done the proper color correction to kind of make it look like, you know, regular video. And now here's how it looks once I've applied my famous movies LUTs. And this one's called the Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which is basically what this scene is supposed to be. So you definitely want to be aware of what format you're shooting in and what image profile. Here, for example, I have a shot that I did, which was shot on the Ursa Mini 4.6K. And in this case, it was shot in RAW, so it's basically, it has the automatic, that kind of a RAW flat profile. So again, to apply, you know, any kind of LUT to this, I would first want to convert this to standard video. Now, in my famous movies LUTs, I actually created a version of all of my LUTs that will kind of work with all of the most common cameras. So if you're shooting with any Canon cameras and C-Like, or for example DJI drone, D-Like for example footage, or for example if you're shooting on Sony cameras and S-Log 2 or 3, you can use it even in for example on Vericam or Panasonic GH4 or GH5 camera. I have specific LUTs that will work with those cameras. So you just go in here, and in that case for the GH4 or GH5 we would apply the V-Log. For the Ursa Mini Blackmagic, you know, 4.6K camera, which this shot was shot in, I'm just gonna go to my Ursa Mini 4.6K Pro preset, and for example, I'll apply my Jesse James preset. And as you can see, right away the shot looks nice, so I don't have to do anything else. Now, if for example you wanted to apply this LUT in another program, like let's say DaVinci Resolve. So here in DaVinci Resolve we have a shot of my brother. He's kind of running up angry at the end towards the camera, and kind of dressed them up funny, and that's because we wanted to simulate the look of the film O Brother, Where Art Thou? Now again, in this case, the final step is going to be applying the right kind of colors to this to make it feel like that film, which I can do very easily by applying one of my LUTs. So in this case, all you have to do in DaVinci Resolve is just go to your node, right click on it, and then go to 3D LUT, and here go to Famous Movies LUTs, and I'm going to apply the O Brother, Where Art Thou look. You can see right away it looks proper. Now if you want to make a little adjustment to it, in this case, you know, I'm just looking here at my RGB parade, and I can kind of see that before the LUT, the exposure, you know, it's bright, but it's not overexposed. Now it's kind of clipping, so all I'm just going to do is just drag down the exposure a little bit. So sometimes you might want to be making these kind of tiny adjustments. And there, I did it, and looks pretty good now. It looks like that movie. Now, one little tip when you want to apply your sort of custom LUTs, like for example the LUTs that you can buy on my website, and you want them to show up here in DaVinci Resolve in the menu, then first thing you'll have to do is actually go into File, Project Settings, go to the Color Management here tab, and go Open LUT folder. And in here, it's going to show you all the LUTs that are basically loaded into DaVinci Resolve. So you want to make sure that you copy the LUTs. And here you can see I copied my Famous Movies LUTs. Once you copied it to folder, you're going to just click Update Lists. Once this updates, you click Save, and then your custom LUTs are going to show up in here. So as you can see, applying LUTs is very fast, very easy. You can achieve a lot of different cool looks. You can also experiment with different looks that you can get. So I would definitely recommend playing around with the different LUTs. There's actually some free LUTs that I have on my website. So if you go to tomantosfilms.com and then click on Downloads, you'll see appear a whole bunch of things that I kind of give away. So my kind of a photo video cheat sheet, and then here the next thing is Tom Antos Film Looks LUTs. So you can apply these to, again, it's going to work with any footage that was shot with any camera. Just kind of follow the instructions. I also have my custom LUT for the Ursa Mini 4.6K, and I even have my widescreen bars, things like that. So just go through there, you'll find a whole bunch of cool things. And if you want to help support what I do and also get in the process a lot of cool different LUTs, then just go here to the store page, and you'll be able to find my Cinecolor LUTs or my newly released Famous Movies LUTs, which are available right now for a special price, only $17, and that's only for the next few days. After that, the price is going to go up. Also, if you buy it right now before the promotional offer ends, you're going to get one extra LUT as a thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. As you can see, using LUTs is very fast, easy, fun, and kind of, I think, an intuitive way of experimenting with different kind of looks that you can get in your videos. You can use LUTs on just about any videos, but even photos. Once again, thank you guys for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you click thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.